And, before I get into the material today, like, I just want to say, hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I just want to say that, like, I know what it is to be stuck. And I've become in the last 10 years as an entrepreneur, a Pilates and yoga studio owner first and foremost. And then I started a second business, consulting with other wellness business owners and creatives and coaches and change makers to help them scale their six-figure plus business to multi six figures or seven figures, but without like hustling or struggling. And I just want y'all to know that, like, it's not like in my two businesses, I don't have some ups and downs. This past year, I'm a brick and mortar business owner. Are you kidding me? Like, this past year has been totally insane for my business. Uh, and like last March when we shut down my studio, like we lost about 30% of our revenue streams literally overnight on March 17th or whatever, March 13th. And over the past, 14 months, we just reopened like 10 days ago, but over the past 14 months, like slowly but surely, another like 30 or 40% of the revenues like just chipped away. And like, could I have gotten stuck? Oh, hells yeah. Like, hells yeah. But, I've been in this game long enough to know that like that energy of freeze and of fear doesn't really do anything that positive. So I didn't let myself get stuck. And I'm not talking about pushing through or forcing myself like long hours on the computer. That's actually not what I'm talking about today. So I'm super excited to bring you this. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Just like comment wherever you are right now so I can know that you're watching. And I hope this is really helpful for you because I know it has been for me. Okay, where am I? I don't even know where my notes are. Hopefully I made notes somewhere because I don't like to miss anything. But this is for any of you who are spiritual entrepreneurs, and who, are finding yourself stuck. Why might you be stuck? Okay, I'm going to give you some real life examples. People I've talked to this week. So, maybe you've created a new program, like created it, like you know the name of it, you've priced it, you created the whole new program, and now you haven't launched. Like you're just frozen here. Maybe it's that you're ready to invest in a business coach, probably again, because, you just have to keep going, but you're afraid to spend the money. And so you're in like a freeze right now. You feel stuck. Or maybe you're doing all the things, like you're doing all the things that you can possibly think of to make your business fly. And yet the sales just like aren't happening on time, right? So for any of these reasons, you might feel stuck, or you might feel like you're in sort of a freeze of like, I don't even know what to do. And so then you don't do anything. And, what I want you to know is like that energy of fear, of freeze, of just being sort of in the like holy shitness of entrepreneurship is not going to get you results. So you absolutely have to change your state. And I'm going to talk to you about state changes today because it's really key to be able to track, oh, this is the state I'm in. This state won't ever produce good results. The kind of state that produces good results is one of possibility. It's one of experimentation. And it's one of inspired action. Like you must make decisions and move in order to create new results. So I'm going to say that again. You want to create state of possibility, experimentation, and inspired action. And when I say inspired action, you may have heard that phrase before. It's not like the action of should. I should do this because someone told me. That's not inspired action. Inspired action is usually like you get a nudge inside when you're like doing your morning meditation or you're in the shower or like wherever you get your nudges. You get a nudge inside, you get a feeling of like, ooh, that's the next thing I need to do. One of my life coaches, one of my original life coaches, my first one, told me like, sometimes the next action is like clean out your garage. It's not what you think it is. It's not what it should be. Sometimes it's not even logical. It's like some of my mentees who are like, they feel like, oh, I just so want my first 20K month or my first 50K month or my first 75, 85K month. And like, it's not logical from where they're sitting to spend $30 on $30,000 on my mastermind. That's not logical, but they know it's the right next step. And so that's what I want to tell you is like the inspired action step usually makes no sense to anyone except for you. And why is it important that you take it? It's because it develops self-trust, develops self-respect. You start growing in your sense of sureness and certainty of like, when I take the action steps that are presented to me by my intuition, magical things happen. And like you keep growing your trust in that process. All of those things are required for you to be successful entrepreneur. Self-respect, self-trust, trust in spirit, trust in intuition. That's a requirement. Okay. So here's what I want to suggest to you is like when you find yourself in that space of feeling stuck. Okay. I can't find my notes. I'm just going with it. Here's what I want to suggest to you. You must do a state change. So the first thing to a state change is just like noticing you're in the state that you want to change. It's like awareness is really the only prerequisite to change. Okay. So that's number one. And then when you want to make a state change, it's really very simple. It doesn't need to take like 5 years of psychotherapy. Like a state change is very simple. Take a hot shower, have an orgasm, pause and make yourself a cup of tea and go sit on the back porch for 5 minutes while you sip your tea. Like just do something that is out of your ordinary, that gets you out of your ordinary state of thinking or fretting or freezing. Do something that gets you out of your ordinary state. So you have to step into an extraordinary state. That kind of state, usually what's required is some shift in our senses. So I'll tell you that like one of the easiest ways to change your state is to go to nature. It's like just go sit outside, feel the sunshine on your face for 5 minutes, or even better, like go for a walk, go for a hike, and just like let your senses, don't be like all busy in your head the whole time, like take a pause to like look at the butterflies interacting with that springtime flower, take a pause and just stop and like hear the breeze as it moves through the trees, or like you see this vista. This is like, these are all my walks every day. I take walks up in the hills every day, pretty much. And like, take a pause, like look at the bay, look at the sky, look at the freaking redwood trees, like take in the abundance all around you, because that, my friend, is a signal to you. It will turn on your sense of possibility, your sense of gratitude. Those are like much higher vibrations than the energy of fear or freeze or, oh my God, self-doubt is like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. What if I do this and I fail? It's like we all have those thoughts, but you can't stay in that thought for very long. You need to learn how to manage your state and how to state change really quickly. Another tool, one more tool I want to give you today to play with. If for any reason you're ill, you can't go outside, or you just like, that's not possible for you. What about like a journaling exercise? For some of us, writing can be very helpful. I know for me, writing is one of my healing tools and one of my transformation tools for both myself, but also for my peoples. Like messaging is one of my tools. Yes, thank you. Thank you for that tool. And so journaling, I want to give you a journaling exercise. This one's really powerful. I learned this from one of my coaches. So when you're having all the dark and dimming, like inner dialogue of like, what will they think? Who am I? What kind of value would I have? How dare I charge this much? Those are some of the thoughts that one of my mentees was telling me they were having yesterday. Or just like, what if I do this and I fail? Or maybe I'm not cut out for this, blah, 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 all those thoughts. So what you want to do is just understand those are lies. So you just have to track yourself. Oh, I'm in an up level right now, and my biology is telling me to stay small and safe. I don't need to believe these thoughts. It's just biology. It's just the biology, the neuroscience of up leveling. It's just, that's what's happening right now. And so instead of getting like sucked into the thoughts and believing the thoughts, you just label them as lies. And so my support to you is like on your journal, make 2 columns, like put a line down through the middle. And on the left side column, write down all the lies, like all the darkest, dimmest inner dialogue that you're having. Just write it all down. Get it all out there, label it lies, or, one of my friends labels it shackles. And then, the other side is freedom or truth, so you're going to label these 2 columns. And then for each one of the lies, go to the other column and just breathe and channel your higher self, channel your that inner wisdom keeper that you completely have access to in all these other parts of your life. You just haven't applied it to your business yet. You haven't learned how to do that. So you're going to learn how to do that with this journaling exercise. So you just channel your inner wisdom, channel your higher self, channel your future self who like already knows all the answers to your questions right now because she's already lived it. And then you just write down what comes through on the other side. So if those are the lies, then what is the truth? If those are the shackles, then what is your path to freedom? And just this act of writing this starts to state change. It starts to change your state. It starts to remind you of who you are in your essence and what you are here to freaking do in your life. It's like, we don't have time for all that business. Like, there are too many problems on our planet, in our world, and we need all hands on deck, including yours, my friend. We need your hands on deck in order to move our society and our planet forward. It's like your mission on this planet at this time is very fucking important. And all those people who have told you you can't because it's like, no. Like, I'm sorry for them in their lives, but you are here to be a rule breaker and a breaker of like those ancestral chains. Is like, no, it ends with you. And so this is what you're going to need to do. You will need to change your state in order to get unstuck. So that is my prayer for you today. That is my blessing for you today. That's the message that really wanted to come through. I would love to hear in the comments below, what are your takeaways? And I want you to know that I love you. I see you. I fucking believe in you. And it's time for you to bring your gifts forward. Let's go.